Hey there, friends! Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into a question that I get asked almost every single week. And honestly, it's one of the biggest myths floating around about Social Security. Here's what happened just last Tuesday. I was at the grocery store and I overheard two people talking in line ahead of me. One person said, "Well, I guess I have to stop working when I turn 60 or they'll cut my Social Security." The other person nodded and said, "Yeah, that's what I heard too." I wanted to turn around and say, "Wait, that's not exactly right." But instead, I decided to make this video for all of you, because this myth is costing people thousands of dollars in retirement income, and I don't want that to happen to you. So today, we're going to clear up the confusion once and for all. We'll talk about what really happens when you work and collect Social Security. We'll look at the actual numbers. And I'll give you some strategies that could help you make the best decision for your situation. Let me start with the bottom line. Your age matters more than you might think. Here's the truth. If you're over 60 but under your full retirement age and you're collecting Social Security, then yes, there are some rules about working. But it's not as scary as people make it sound. The Social Security Administration has what they call the earnings test. But here's what most people don't understand. This test only applies if you're collecting benefits before your full retirement age. Let me break this down for you with some real numbers. Your full retirement age depends on when you were born. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. If you were born before that, it might be 66 or 66 in a few months. Now, let's say you're 62 and you decide to start collecting Social Security early. This is where the earnings test comes in. In 2024, you can earn up to $22,320 without any reduction in your benefits. That's about $1,860 per month. But here's what happens if you earn more than that. For every $2 you earn above that limit, Social Security will reduce your benefits by $1. It sounds scary, but stick with me, there's more to the story. Let's look at an example. Meet Sarah. She's 63 years old and collecting $1,500 per month in Social Security. She also has a part-time job that pays $30,000 per year. That's $7,680 more than the $22,320 limit. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't sound great. But here's the part most people miss. This isn't forever. When Sarah reaches her full retirement age, Social Security will recalculate her benefits. They'll give her credit for all those months when her benefits were reduced. Her monthly payment will go up permanently. It's like getting that money back plus interest. Here's where things get really interesting. Once you reach your full retirement age, let's say 67 for most of you watching, the earnings test completely disappears. Completely. Gone. Finished. You can earn $50,000, $100,000, or even $500,000 per year, and Social Security won't reduce your benefits by a single penny. Not 1 cent. I had a client last year named Robert. He was 68 and collecting his full Social Security benefit of $2,800 per month. He also had a consulting business that brought in $80,000 per year. Guess how much his Social Security was reduced? Zero. Nothing. He kept every dollar of his Social Security benefit. But wait, there's more good news. Let's talk about the year you turn your full retirement age. There's a special rule that makes things even better. In the year you reach full retirement age, the earnings limit is much higher. For 2024, it's $59,520. And here's the kicker, this only applies to the months before you reach full retirement age. Let me give you another example. Let's say you turn 67 in September 2024. From January through August, you can earn up to $59,520 without any benefit reduction. Then, starting in September, when you actually turn 67, there's no earnings limit at all for the rest of the year. The Social Security Administration is very clear about this. According to their official publication, How Work Affects Your Benefits, once you reach full retirement age, you can work and earn as much as you want without any reduction in benefits. Now, I need to mention something else that confuses people: taxes on Social Security benefits. Working might mean you pay taxes on some of your Social Security benefits, but that's different from having your benefits reduced. You still get your full Social Security payment. You just might owe income tax on part of it. Here's how it works. If your combined income, that's your adjusted gross income, plus non-taxable interest, plus half of your Social Security benefits, if that total is over certain thresholds, then some of your Social Security becomes taxable. For single filers, if your combined income is over $25,000, up to 50% of your benefits might be taxable. Over $34,000, up to 85% might be taxable. For married couples filing jointly, the thresholds are $32,000 and $44,000. But remember, taxable doesn't mean it all disappears. It just means you pay income tax on it, just like you would on other retirement income. So here's my question for you today, and I really want you to answer in the comments below. What's your biggest concern about working in retirement? Are you worried about Social Security rules, taxes, or maybe you're not sure when the best time to start collecting benefits is? I read every single comment, and your questions often inspire my next videos. Plus, I love hearing your stories and experiences. It helps all of us learn from each other. Let me share some practical strategies that could help you make the best decisions about working and Social Security. First, consider delaying Social Security if you can afford to. For every year you delay past your full retirement age until age 70, your benefits increase by about 8%. That's a guaranteed return you can't get anywhere else. Let's say your full retirement age benefit would be $2,000 per month at age 67. If you wait until 70, it would grow to about $2,480 per month. That's an extra $480 every month for the rest of your life. Second, if you're already collecting benefits before your full retirement age, don't panic about the earnings test. Remember, it's temporary. Those reduced benefits come back to you later as higher monthly payments. Third, plan your work income carefully in the year you turn your full retirement age. You might be able to time bonuses or consulting income to maximize your benefits. Fourth, consider the tax implications. Sometimes it makes sense to work part-time instead of full-time, especially if it keeps you in a lower tax bracket or reduces the amount of your Social Security that's taxable. Here's a real strategy I helped a client with last year. Maria was 66 and wanted to work part-time. Instead of taking a job that paid $35,000 per year, we structured her consulting work to pay $25,000 in year 1 and $45,000 in year 2 when she turned 67. This kept her under the earnings limit in year 1 and maximized her income in year 2 when there were no limits. Fifth, don't forget about other benefits. Working longer might mean more years of contributions to your 401k or IRA. It might mean keeping valuable health insurance. And it definitely means more years of earnings that could increase your Social Security benefit calculation. The Social Security Administration uses your highest 35 years of earnings to calculate your benefits. If you're earning more now than you did earlier in your career, those extra working years could boost your benefit permanently. Let me quickly share 3 mistakes I see people make all the time. Mistake number 1, thinking they can never work again if they start collecting Social Security early. That's just not true. You can work, you just need to understand the rules. Mistake number 2, not considering the long-term impact. Yes, you might have reduced benefits for a few years if you work before full retirement age. But those benefits come back, plus your overall financial situation might be much better. Mistake number 3, making decisions based on fear instead of facts. The Social Security rules aren't designed to punish you. They're actually pretty fair when you understand how they work. Before we wrap up, let me mention what's coming up on the channel. Next week, I'm going to talk about the best age to start collecting Social Security if you're married. It's more complicated than single people, but there are some strategies that could increase your lifetime benefits by tens of thousands of dollars. The week after that, we're diving into Medicare enrollment. I know it seems overwhelming, but I'm going to break it down into simple steps that anyone can follow. And I'm working on a special series about maximizing your retirement income from all sources: Social Security, 401k, IRAs, and other investments. If that sounds helpful, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. All right, let's wrap this up with the key points you need to remember. Point 1. The earnings test only applies if you're collecting Social Security benefits before your full retirement age. After that age, you can earn as much as you want. Point 2. If your benefits are reduced because of the earnings test, it's temporary. You get credit for those reductions later as higher monthly benefits. Point 3. Your full retirement age is probably 67 if you were born in 1960 or later. Know your exact date, it matters. Point 4. Working might mean paying taxes on your Social Security benefits, but that's different from having your benefits permanently reduced. Point 5. Don't let fear of these rules stop you from making the best decision for your situation. The rules are actually pretty reasonable when you understand them. Remember, everyone's situation is different. What works for your neighbor or your friend might not be right for you. Consider working with a financial advisor, or at least using the calculators on the Social Security Administration's website at ssa.gov. If this video helped clear up some confusion for you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps other people find this information. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. I post new videos every week about Social Security, Medicare, retirement planning, and making the most of your golden years. What questions do you have? Drop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, and they might inspire future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other.